Hello students, let us discuss the general property of group 15 element in the p block elements. Group 15 elements are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So we need to discuss the general properties of these elements, that is nitrogen symbol N, phosphorus symbol P, arsenic As, antimony Sb, bismuth Bi. When we make the electronic configuration for these elements, it will be in this way. The atoms of group 15 have 5 electrons in the outermost shell, that is 2 electrons in the S and 3 electrons in the P. So when you look at the configuration here, it is clear that it has 5 valence electrons. In the case of nitrogen, the last electron is in P. When we find out here, the last shell is the second shell here. In the second shell, 2 electron is in S and 3 electron in the P. So similarly, when you look at the electronic configuration for all element, it is clear that here 5 valence electrons are there. Therefore, the general electronic configuration for these elements can be expressed as NS2 NP3, where N is the outermost shell. From the outermost shell, we can identify the position of these elements in the modern periodic table. Since the N is the outermost shell, that represents its period in the periodic table. So in the case of nitrogen, here the N is 2, that is it belongs to second period. Phosphorus, where N is equal to 3, therefore it belongs to period third. Similarly, this one 4th period, 5th period, 6th period. So on the basis of electronic configuration, we can find the position of these elements in the modern periodic table. Let us talk about the atomic size. Atomic and ionic radii of group 15 elements are smaller than the atomic radii of corresponding group 14 elements. As we learned that left to right in a modern periodic table, atomic size decreases. So when we compare the size of a 15 group element, it will be lesser or smaller in compared to 14 group elements. It is observed that there is a considerable increase in the covalent radius from nitrogen to phosphorus. But from arsenic to bismuth, only a small increase in the covalent radius is observed. This is due to the presence of completely filled d and f orbitals in the heavier members. As we know that in nitrogen, there is absence of vacant d orbital. So because of this reason, we can say that from arsenic to bismuth, there is a small increase in the atomic radius. When we look at the electronic configuration for these elements, we can see that here the electron in the 2s and 2p, when we compare, there is fully filled s orbital and half filled p orbital. Why it is half filled? 2p3. That means it is half filled. When you make in the box, it is clear from that it is half filled and 2s is completely filled. Because of extra stable half filled p orbitals, they have greater ionization enthalpy, and their ionization enthalpy is much greater than that of 14 group elements in the corresponding periods. When we talk about the ionization enthalpy, top to bottom, as we know that the size is increasing top to bottom, so it is easier to remove the electron. So that means the ionization enthalpy decreases. As the p block elements include metals, non-metals and metalloids. So let us separate the group 15 element from others. Now let us discuss only about the group 15. So in that case, when you look at these, it is clear from that here the nitrogen and phosphorus, that is non-metal, arsenic and antimony is metalloid, but bismuth is metal. So what we can say that top to bottom, as the ionization enthalpy is decreases but the metallic character is increases. So when we go down the group, we can say that metallic character is increasing because from non-metals to metalloid and finally metals. So we can say that the metallic character is increases down the group in this element, that is 15 group element. When we talk about electronegativity, as the metallic character increases down the group, therefore we can say that electronegativity decreases down the group. So let us conclude this property for this element, that is group 15 element nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Let us compare the general properties for this element, that is atomic size. It increases down the group because the number of shells increases. When the atomic size is increases, we can say that the ionization enthalpy decreases because it is easy to remove the electron from bigger size atom. So we can say that ionization enthalpy decreases. Metallic property increases top to bottom, and we can say that the electronegativity decreases top to bottom. So these are the general properties of a group 15 element. So the next properties will be discussing in the next video. So have a nice day.